So I have had the honor and the privilege of serving as an executive administrative support professional for the last 30 plus years of my career. I've worked in a number of different areas. I've worked for corporations, I've worked for nonprofit organizations, and I've worked in education, which is where I'm currently working right now. I serve as the executive assistant to the superintendent of a large public high school district here in the state of Illinois in the United States of America. Every day is different, but I know you guys can relate to that. In addition to the full-time work I do, I also have my very own business called Strong Women, Strong Lives. It's a consulting, coaching, training, and speaking company that I formed about 10 years ago. It's my joy to help women get from where they are to where they want to be. So I thank you for this opportunity to share some of my insights and some of the experience that I've gained in creating an internal network. So one of my joys is to teach people about my award-winning program called HEART. HEART stands for Helping Empower Administrative Support Professionals through Resources and Training. Because I believe in my heart that administrative support professionals are the heart of every business, every organization, and every community that they are a part of. And so it's super important that the heart is working well, or you may have a problem in your business. So I love to be able to uplift and encourage administrative support professionals because they truly are so important to every space that they work in. So myself and the organization that I worked for at the time were honored with something called the Eureka Award. The Eureka Award is given out annually by the American Society of Administrative Professionals, called the ASAP organization, or ASAP, whichever way you choose to pronounce it. And so they give this award out annually to administrative support professionals that are doing something innovative and creative in our space. And so we won the award in 2015. And by winning the award, I had the opportunity to go to their annual conference, which was held in the great state of Texas in the United States. And I was able to present the program to 2,000 administrative support professionals that were in attendance at the conference. And so I want to share with you the video where I am accepting the award for the HEART program. I want to share the video because it gives you all the information about why I created the HEART program, how we were able to create the HEART program, and it will give you kind of the foundation of what we need to talk about creating this internal network that you signed up for today. So I'm going to ask you to take a few minutes to listen to the video and watch the video, which is coming up next, and then I'll see you on the other side, and we'll continue right where we left off.
The Eureka Award is how we recognize the hardest working yet unsung heroes in corporate America. This year, with so many fantastic nominations, it was very challenging to narrow it down to 3 finalists and then choose a winner. But this year's winner truly had a vision. In her vision, she saw a way for more than 150 administrative support professionals in her district to come together to train, share resources, communicate, and network. Her vision was to create a world-class team of administrative support professionals who are dedicated to improving their culture. Here to accept the 2015 Eureka Award and share her story of HEART is April Stallworth from the Waukegan Public Schools in Waukegan, Illinois. Give it up for April.
I can finally talk about it. I couldn't talk about it the whole time I was here. And it's kind of like, for those of you who've ever been pregnant before, like, you know you're pregnant, but you and your husband say, well, we're not going to tell anybody right away. So I've been meeting everybody, and I'm like, hi, I'm April, where I'm from, and all that stuff. And I wanted to say, and I'm the Eureka Award winner. But I couldn't say it. They swore me to secrecy. So I'm so excited and so honored to be here today. And I have to tell you right off the bat, I'm here because of the 150 administrative support professionals of our public school district who every day they serve teachers, parents, the administrators, the community, and the 17,000 plus students who attend our public schools. So I'm here on their shoulders today because although HEART was my vision, without their cooperation and their enthusiasm, the program would have never happened. So give it up for all those folks back in Waukegan. I have to tell you though, HEART was born out of sheer, utter frustration. I was mad. I was mad. It was Administrative Professionals Day back in 2014, and I came to work expecting probably a marching band. And when I got there, it was like any other day. So I did what any other self-respecting assistant would do. I made an appointment on my boss's calendar. He didn't know about it. And he was going to be taking me to lunch. Yep. And in the location, I put somewhere very, very, very nice. And expensive, too. So the reminder went off, and sure enough, we went out to lunch. He took me to a fabulous restaurant. The meal was great. Conversation was wonderful until the questions started. I wanted to know, why wasn't there a big celebration at our building for all the administrative support professionals that work there? As a matter of fact, why didn't we get the opportunity on occasion to come together and network and meet and greet each other? And while we're on the subject, why don't we have professional and personal development opportunities made available to us? And on and on and on I went. And it was right about this time that he started to get a glazed over look on his face. And deer in headlight things started happening. And he said, April, I have no idea why we don't do some of that stuff at our building. As a matter of fact, no one's ever even posed the question to me before, so I don't even really have a good answer for you. So he said, here's what I want you to do. I want you to go home this weekend, and I want you to put your ideas together and tell me, how could we do something at our school district to answer all your questions? I want you to put a proposal together and give me your vision of how we could do something really special in Waukegan. And he said, and to show you how serious I am, I'm going to pay you overtime to do it. And I said to him, you had me at overtime. And that weekend, the HEART program was born. Now, I chose HEART because I believe in my heart. Administrative support professionals are the heart of every business, every organization, and every company. And it's the heart that has to be beating and working well in order for the rest of the body to work. And if the heart's sick, your business is sick. And I believe we have some businesses and companies out there in need of a heart transplant. I do. CPR, something. Yeah, they need it. So here's the proposal that I came up with. Isn't that heart cute? So HEART stands for Helping Empower Administrative Support Professionals Through Resources and Training. I know it's not every single letter. It's the best I could do. And I wanted to use HEART, so we went with it.
Welcome back. I hope you enjoyed learning more about the HEART program, why I created it, the steps that we took in order to create it, and why it ended up being such a successful program. I know it may have seemed a little easy, but believe me, it wasn't. It was important that we had some systematic things in place in order to reach our goals. So, what are some of those steps? Because all of these steps are critical in creating your internal network. Because my internal network in the HEART program was a group of 150 administrative support professionals all over my district who needed to come together for a common goal. Now, your environment may look different. Maybe there's just a few of you in the office, or maybe there's just you. But you know, just you is a majority, and there are things that you can make happen even if you're the only administrative support professional that's in your office. So don't tune out, stay with me, even if you're the only one. But if you have several in your office, that just will make it even better. Because remember, we are better together, okay? That's hard for some of us who are kind of out there on our own. I'm one of those kind of people. I like to just get stuff done. But I learned through my developing the HEART program that there really is strength in numbers and that we can get so much further when we go together. So here's some of the things that were super, super important in order to create the dynamic internal network that we were able to create through the HEART program. First and foremost, we had to have a vision. A vision is a target you intend to reach. It's something that doesn't exist now, but you hope to make it exist in the future. So think about it. If you're setting out on a car trip or even on an airline trip, would you set out without knowing where you were going? Well, I sure hope not. You need to have an idea of where you're trying to end up. You need a vision. You need that target. You need that destination you intend to reach. So for purposes of the HEART program, our vision was our what. So what was it going to look like when we created this internal network of 150 administrative support professionals from all over the district? So our vision said we were going to create a world-class team of administrative support professionals who are well-informed, technologically astute, collaborative, personally and professionally developed, and committed to excellence. That was our vision. That was the what. That was the target we intended to reach together. Then we had to have a how. Our how was our mission. And so we created the steps of how we were going to get there in order to reach the vision. So our how consisted of providing multiple channels of communication, networking opportunities, access to technological resources, personal and professional development opportunities that would help the administrative support professionals of our district to excel, to lead, and to grow. That was our how. So that was the way we were going to get to the vision, which was our what. Then, in order to sell the program to our upper management, we had to have a why. So what was in it for the district? What was going to be in it, not just for us, but for our students, for our parents, for the community? Because oftentimes, your higher ups or your executives, they want to know what the positive effect is going to be to the bottom line of your business. So it's important to have that information together, okay? You got to have a why. So in the case of HEART, our why was we were going to achieve higher morale within our district. We were going to have an improved work environment, because who doesn't want to have a strong internal network? Who doesn't want to have administrative support professionals who are well trained and who can provide superior levels of customer service to the people that we serve? We were going to start retaining our employees better. We often had a large turnover within the administrative support professional ranks, so we wanted to be able to slow that down and retain more of our employees. We wanted to provide superior levels of customer service, an increased sense of community and teamwork. That goes to that internal network. Advanced skill levels. We all were going to become better the more training that we had and the more opportunity to put it into practice. And at the end of the day, all of this was going to increase our financial savings, which was very important for a public high school district, because in the United States, all the funds for that public high school district, especially because of the area that was in, it came a lot through taxpayers. And so the taxes that they paid in the area to live there got funneled into the school district. So every penny that we were able to save through retaining employees and through providing higher levels of customer service and increased excellence was money that we could pass on to our students. And at the end of the day, they were the most important part of our district. So that's our what, our how, and our why. Okay, those were all the ingredients that were important in order to create this really strong, and I would say most important, internal network of administrative support professionals. So let's recap. The most important thing, to have a vision. What's it gonna look like to create this strong internal network? What's it going to do to benefit the organization that I'm in? How can I envision a place that's going to be better and better and have a positive effect on not only customers, but employees and everyone that's connected to wherever you work? So I can't stress enough the importance of vision. And then you have to take time to say, what does my heart beat for? What superpower do I bring to the table? All of us have unique gifts and abilities that we bring to our workplace. You have to identify that, because once you identify that, then you can help to create a network and you can connect with people in a way that you couldn't do when you didn't have that information. I'm proof positive that that's the truth. The way I'm able to connect with you today, people from all over the world, is because I found out what my heart beated for, and then I shared it out with people that were alongside of me, and now I'm even able to share it with the world. So take some time to figure it out. What is your heart beat for, and what is your superpower? Remember what I said earlier. 2 are better than 1. We can do more when we work together. Administrative support professionals have a unique opportunity to work together. Again, for those of you that may be the lone administrative support professional in your office, don't be discouraged. Find another group to partner with. Maybe it's another business that's similar to yours. Maybe it's a group that you find on the social media sites. There's so many groups you can connect with. You're connecting with people right here today. Make sure you use that opportunity to collaborate and to join together, because we can do so much more when we work together instead of working by ourselves. Okay? Remember, you're not waiting for they to do anything. You're not waiting for them to create your internal network. You're going to point the finger inward, and you're going to take the responsibility to make things happen. You are the they. You are the one that can make this happen. I am nobody better than anybody else. I just took something that was in my heart and a vision that I could see, and I got to work on it. That's the only difference between sometimes people who excel and succeed, is that they're actually willing to do the work. So what are you willing to do to create your network? What are you willing to do to create a better environment in the place where you spend a large amount of your day in every day, your work environment? And here's the other thing. You can start today. Matter of fact, you kind of are starting today. You're getting the tools and the resources to move forward in this space, to create your internal network, to make your workspace a better environment. Start today. Don't put it off till tomorrow, because tomorrow will have its own worries. But if you take something from today that can help you when you go back to the office, what a win that's going to be, not only for you, but for your company and for all the people that you work with. So how can I get started today? You can start by creating the vision. It's always going to come back to vision. What's it look like? Take some time to begin writing it down, or type it, whatever works best for you. I like to write. I like paper and pen. But if you prefer to type it up, then type it up. But start getting a picture for what it would look like to have a better work environment and to have a strong internal network. What does it look like? Who are the people involved? Who can be some of my champions and some of my sponsors? You saw in my video, I had a sponsor. It was my boss at the time. But I've also had other sponsors along the way who helped me to get where I need to be. Identify those people. Write it down. Type it out. And start creating the scenario for what it would look like to excel and succeed in this area. You've got to get the vision down. You've got to write it down. And then what's one thing I can do when I get back to my office, when I am back in the mode of creating, that what's one thing that I can do to start creating my network? I'll give you one thing. Put together a newsletter with information that will help benefit your fellow administrative support professionals. Or host a lunch and learn. If everybody has had the opportunity to attend this virtual summit, bring back some information for the rest of your support staff. Or if you all were able to attend it, get together, have a meal on your lunch hour, on your lunchtime, however long you get, and talk about what you've learned and how you can implement some things right away. Then you start connecting with people in a way that you haven't before, and you start gaining allies. Do it today. And then give yourself a date as to when you can get started. If you don't give yourself a date and provide some accountability, life's going to happen. Okay? But you can do that. You can create this network. You can create your vision. You can make all of this happen by putting a few things in place. And I hope that my story of how I was able to do it can inspire you, and you can pick up some things that will help you along your way. Because at the end, isn't that what it's all about? Just helping each other to do better and to be better? Well, I thank you so much for being a part of my session on how to create an internal network. Remember the HEART program. Remember the different things that I've told you to do. Get going today.